Hmm. I think Tempus will probably keep it along for that one. See if you can tag along, see if you can help out, even just sort of filtering stuff.
It seems as if Lord Taraptus's disapproval has leaked down a bit somewhat to his subordinates regarding your mishap and inability to complete a job, Tempus.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. Maybe Tempus is not welcome.
He's not refused because there's so much help, that there's so much that needs to be done, and there's not enough people to give you disproving looks. But, let's say they aren't as happy with you as they are with Dwohurim. But they are happier with you than they are with Leon.
Who I was about to say before we brought this up was going to go help the death speaker, but has decided otherwise.
Because Leon woke up all of those people who've been putting in those busy 16-hour shifts during the day, trying to repair this damn thing.
I was trying to help.
Most assuredly woke all of you up too. That's why I put it in the group chat. It was loud enough to send alarms through the Arcane College.
I tried. I was too good.
No, if that's what happens if you succeed, then I am very scared if you should ever fail.
I mean, it was just a windstorm. It wasn't anything else.
It's just a 5. It's not a big deal.
That was my 5 dice.
Oh dear.
See, Fargus was able to do something with the Lich King, and he didn't cause fucking hell.
What the hell? I just called a windstorm.
Oh, shit. Alright. Maybe about 2 hours. It'll be a bit afternoon. As in after noon, not afternoon. John will return. He'll note that whenever he was Fox and the Hound, appears to be relatively intact. There's no guards standing around it. Looks like just some shitty hovel where people go. It's like a favorite watering hole. People go and have a drink. There weren't that many patrons when he was there. Maybe 8 total, and then the barkeep. I didn't see anyone that looked too prominent or so intriguing enough to be worth describing. Just a bunch of not impoverished-looking people, but certainly aren't well-to-do, which is probably why they're living in the Haven. As John was leaving, there were a few more patrons filtering in for and he presumed that business will pick up more in the evening hours.
Alright. So how do we want to take the info, or shall we just skip forward till we're meeting the guards and see what bar brawls we can get ourselves into?
Well, what time of day is it right now?
It's shortly after 12:00. Shortly after noon.
Ah, okay. So we might have time to go to the heights as well then, before the attack.
6 hours. 2 hours there, a couple hours to look around, a couple hours back. Depends how far away the heights is.
You can reach the walls of the noble section. Not too long, maybe 30 minutes. The district itself is rather vast. I mean, you could spend an entire day and night walking around it. If you want to attract that kind of attention to yourselves. It is a walled-off area of the city for a reason, and you certainly can get access. But that doesn't mean you won't be observed.
I think just going there and looking around might not be the best idea, because we will unlikely find out anything worthwhile, while we most definitely will get seen by people. And the fewer people know that we have an interest in the heights, the better, I guess, because it makes it harder for them to actually anticipate who we are actually after.
Yeah. The information we want, we might get easily at another place, actually. Just someone who knows who the Death's Hand are and associate with them.
Okay.
I don't know.
We could easily enough leave it for another until after.
It's quite convenient that it was Manakai's idea and he just disappeared.
Yeah.
This is training for other times when Manaki won't be around, guys. I'm sure you can do it.
Okay, so just to speak, we were interested in the Heights because of mercenaries, because of forces, so potential enemies. What would we hope to get from that? Just to see what's happening, see who's the leader, ask around about it, or see what jobs or rumors are slipped in about the net?
I think ideally what we could find out is where they are located or how people would contact them. Because they are active in the Heights because they are doing jobs for the nobles there, and surely there's some convenient way of being contacted. But it's unlikely that just walking in there we'll find like a giant sign saying, you know, Death's Hand that way.
No,
It's like a neon like sign, like flashing lights with an arrow.
Someone knows how to use a dancing lights cantrip.
It's like, this is can only be seen by the 5 adventurers. Well, isn't that convenient? Wait a minute. It's a trap.
Is that someone's unique thing?
That'd be a pretty good unique thing.
But, that would be a fantastic. Inadvertently seems to know the right way to go.
In this one particular instance.
We could just ask around and sort of say we want to get in contact with the Death's Hand. Heard that they're, good at what they do.
They are mercenaries. Some might even call them adventurers, I guess, just like us, except they are 4 people and not 5. So surely there's some way to contact them, likely in like one of the posh taverns in the Heights or something, if that exists.
We could easily bump into them and just want to share stories and see how they would find it, or if they've got any tips or advice. I mean, if they are adventurers, we're adventurers. You know, make friends.
No.
You know, if they see us, they'll know who we are.
Well, that's just
and that's really usually a bad thing.
If anyone's gonna know your icon relationship dice and where you guys stand in your allegiances, it would be another adventuring party.
Oh. It's like, we find out they're all like the opposite. It's like a dwarf king following. All of them are like vampiric in some form or another. And all are quite supporters of the dragons. It's like, how the hell did you guys get in here? I mean, seriously.
You also have a lot of supporters of the Druid.
Yes, a lot of support from the Druid. But they were also conflicted with the Druid.
I mean, they don't have to be like our polar evil opposites. But considering they are basically associates of the bounty hunter Domino, it is likely that they are at least somewhat shady. There's just too many assumptions, but all in all, I'm just saying that I don't think we'll get much from just walking into the Heights. We should at least wait until after our raid today.
Okay. Then let us sit and while Hurim probably goes off and to continue his sifting and doing his jobs and such like that.
Yes, Manaki, you with us again? He did rejoin the Skype conversation, but it's possible that his microphone is non-functional or muted.
Or he's going through a similar problem.
I'm here. I don't know why it restarted the PC, but
because updates.
It's true. I'm sure it had some reason.
Yes. So John
told me it was sorry.
Yeah, John returned. He revealed that there weren't that many patrons at the bar, like 8. Building was as like you gave him an initial description whenever you folks went there half the campaign ago. Didn't look particularly interesting, but as he was leaving, more people were filtering in, and he imagines that Thomas is right and that it'll be busier at night. or evening in this case, since that's when you folks plan on showing up.
Yes. And we were discussing if we're going to the heights or not. We do have time for it, but we're kind of split.
I don't think we should go yet, but
All right, then we do.
Yeah, okay. It's more a case of we don't know what exactly you could anticipate. It could really lead to something big, and we don't really want to miss this tavern stuff. So the idea is to leave it till after we do the tavern.
I didn't think we should do anything. Just look at their house and then move on.
I mean, I don't think they have a house in the Heights. They are just kind
I
of...
thought they did have a house, like a mansion thing.
Aren't they just acting in the Heights? Basically taking jobs from there? I don't think they are actually in the Heights.
Maybe you should spend the time finding out.
I mean, best case scenario, we find like their hideout and find them, but worst case scenario, we find nothing and show ourselves.
People know we're in the city anyway.
the point is they'll know
They don't know what we're looking for.
Well, they're probably in the living dungeon at the moment, not in the city. And that might be something we yeah. So we could actually
break into
go,
their place.
Yeah, we could do that. We could actually go to the living dungeon and just wait for them outside.
They come out beaten and broken, like, "Hi, how you doing?"
Exactly.
Let's hope the dungeon scales.
So you've chosen the combat path, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's just an idea. I don't know if they're there and if they have any way to teleport back or something like that, but...
No, I don't know either.
Oh, is that me?
Yep.
Thanks, you, Gryph.
I just heard that they're probably over there right now. Yeah. Damn it, sound!
I'm sorry, it's gone. I was trying to charge my phone sneakily in a sort of a lead box.
What?
You have a lead box?
It's not kryptonite. and no one's attempting to scry the motherfucker.
You just have a big solid cube of lead.
Wouldn't be the worst thing to have.
Hell.
Okay, so the plan is we could go and have a look at where their manor is to get an idea as we're heading, like a kind of a long detour to the poor district.
What does Thomas think?
Thomas would say basically what I said, that it's unlikely that we'll find out much by just walking in there, and the fewer people actually get any sort of inkling of what we're looking for at the moment, the better for us, really.
Sure, this is God work, so here we'll trust that Thomas knows what to do and what's best.
If the tavern raid gives us basically nothing, then I would suggest we take a look.
Sure.
So then we wait.
Alright. Time passes, and then presuming that you folks are going to move out, you will make your way from the Arcane College, weaving through the shanty town and slum areas of the Haven. And if you had a precise water clock with you, you would end up reaching the bar, the Fox and the Hound, shortly after 6 p.m., where the guards have already gathered and they've positioned themselves outside conspicuously by all exits.
How conspicuous. Excellent.
There are like people who are like walking down like the streets, and they're obviously like turning away because there's guards there, and like, I don't need to go drink at this bar today. I'll go somewhere else and drink.
Good. So I guess that means we should get in there.
Take point. Let's go.
All right.
Well, let's first tell him that his job is to catch people who leave.
Alarm.
And
The guard got a text.
Damn it, guard!
to catch people who leave, and to, if or when loud noises happen, to move in, or of course to move in when we move out and tell him to.
Are we taking these people back to the wall to detain them? Like, what sort of crime? Anything, are we actually arresting these people?
And we'll defer to Thomas. Thomas knows. He's a guard.
Yes. You shall arrest them for now. We will see if they are just patrons or something more, and then we'll handle them on a case-by-case basis.
Grunts.
I suppose we move into the seedy, smoky heaven room.
Yes.
Weird.
You
bar
most
music.
certainly do. Well, there is not much in the way of bar music as you move into the bar. There are about maybe 18, 19 patrons, like fishermen, farmhands, dock workers who, for whatever reason, maybe come all the way out here for a pint because they live out here instead of, living in the docks district. All who have pretty much muted themselves because someone noticed the guards outside, and they're all sitting awkwardly because this is really weird. And they really didn't think that this would be happening whenever they came to their favorite watering hole. The only person who sticks out in this situation actually does appear somewhat reminiscent of Calorel's appearance. A strong and tall, physically imposing woman, wielding, she has dual swords sheathed to her back, along with a composite longbow. She's still sitting at the bar, drinking. Not a damn care in the world. Hasn't even turned her, head to, look at the door, so ostensibly she hasn't even seen you enter. Whereas the barkeep who's standing behind the bar is, blinking and slowly edging away from her.
I'm imagining you just hear every so often you think it's all the chairs and tables just slowly get further and further away as well.
I mean, apparently people know we're out for her. That's what we can take away from that.
That they might only be guessing because she stands
She's usually
out.
the person in
basically.
trouble.
She's kind of a shady character, so.
She's just sitting there alone then?
She is completely alone. By glancing, it would seem that no one sits with her anyway. No one is either so brave or so stupid. And sits there. Her back is turned completely to the front door. She is drinking away at a pint. You really can't see her face or features, but so it's difficult to make a judgment based on that.
This sure feels like a trap.
Well, you know what they do? They
It's
do a
our trap for once.
It's you pull the lever.
We just kind of want to know who makes trouble. And this woman was associating with Calorel, I believe.
She might just be a third party to Calorel, really. She might not have anything to do with anything.
No one should
Tempus,
listen.
Tempus has a look around at
Natural
the
software.
ever-increasing distance. I go, not really.
As you guys are looking around, they're stopping because you look important, and you're probably affiliated with the guards outside, and so now they don't want to attract your attention either. So it's just this awkward, no one's moving, drinks are still frozen in hands,
If someone mid-drink, it's actually spilling down their face. They're like, shit.
He can't do it anymore. He doesn't want to put the bottle down.
he doesn't want to make any sudden movements. Your presence has made quite the appearance.
If he puts the mug down, we'll hear the mug hit the tables. He can't do that.
All of it, all the Tempus will just turn. Clink, Tempus will turn, give him a death glare.
No, I'd say we just go talk to her and see what
This is
happens.
fear. They're afraid of us.
They are most definitely afraid of you.
Tempus
Good.
will saunter up and sit next to Domino.
Smiles.
The tall, muscular woman shifts her head slightly and says, "You don't look like a guard."
No, usually they're the ones chasing me. Barkeep, you got a glass of oil?
The barkeep looks at you as if you have 3 heads.
Oil. Spelled with a Q.
The barkeep does not move.
This bottle? Tempus will take out a couple of silver, slide it over, reach over, pick up a bottle and a glass, look at the glass, and just start realizing it's very dirty, doesn't care. Starts pouring some oil in the glass.
There is no oil here.
Realizes it's water. God damn it. So, what brings you to this lovely establishment then? Is he saying to Domino?
This is where I go to drink. I'm drinking.
A lovely social watering hole. Seems everyone's just so chatty around here. And you've had a look around at the barkeep, who's probably remained entirely motionless for the entire time, and turns back to Domino.
It was much happier here until the guards showed up.
Guards always have a way of ruining everyone's fun, don't they? Well, you seem to always have made a friend. You've got quite an air of evilness around you, especially the fact that everyone's staying clear from you. Well, this is quite a comfy seat.
Yeah, maybe I didn't make that clear. The barkeep is just as fucking terrified as everyone else. You're clearly associated with the guards. He ain't moving. He's not going to go about the process of his job of serving beverages. Unless you handle him more in a forceful fashion, because being polite to him doesn't work in this situation.
Well, then he will not get the 5 gold pieces.
I'm going to imagine it's the equivalent of coming into a pub armed to the teeth with grenades and machine guns, and the entire pub's just like frozen, like
after they've been sitting in here for like an hour with a SWAT team standing outside, like shields up and like machine guns. They don't dare go outside.
Yeah, I'm imagining that's the level of atmosphere.
Very tense.
Going on.
Yeah, like the barkeep's like, I don't have fucking anything to do with this. I ain't fucking moving. The patrons of this bar are like, I don't have anything to do with this. I ain't moving. I want to go home tonight. Barkeep wants to go home tonight.
Good luck. If Thomas to answer too.
So yes, they're like, you can like reach over and grab stuff like Tempus clearly could, but that barkeep, no, he's really intimidated. Because
well,
look,
then Thomas will just ignore him.
All right,
but he'll keep his distance from Tempus, so Domino doesn't feel like cornered, even though she is already.
Yeah, I think the only person not intimidated then is Domino.
The only person who is going about her process of drinking is Domino. Which, by the way, Tempus, since you're sitting so close, you get quite a flinty smell. Sort of like the smell of, like, peppers as well. Perhaps not coming from her so much as the pint she's slowly sipping at.
Or Dragon Hall peppers.
Dragon Hall peppers. I've got a very fancy tasting pint. It's not very often you smell something that tastes quite so fiery. I wouldn't have thought they would have stocked that here.
It's not fancy. It's Molten Blast.
I've not had something like that before. Any good?
Domino sets down her pint and slowly slides the glass along the bar to Tempus.
Tempus nods, has a sniff, and then takes a drink.
Make me a DC 20 Constitution skill check.
Sweet. Alright, give me a second. I'm looking forward to this.
You cannot argue Survivor of the Dwarven Games as your background. You have no applicable backgrounds.
No trick-shot dice.
Well, you know, every so often you have to drink with dwarves, and they're quite hard to drink with. Give me a second. Something happened to my Fox reader, and it's acting all up.
Sure.
DC 20 on a drink. Oh god.
Not even drinking the entire pint, taking a sip out of the pint.
Right. So
it's explosive.
Roll 1d20.
That's actually the primary feature, explosive diarrhea. I'm glad you figured that out.
So it's 1d20 plus con modifier plus level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glad you didn't say ingredient.
All right. Tempus takes a sip from it. Just a sip. You are dazed for a minute.
Oh!
The really pungent and heady aroma as it just breathes fire down your throat. It's like a surging tide of holy fuck. If you had drunk the entire pint, that daze effect would have lasted an entire hour.
What does he look like?
So it's like 94, 96%. Something.
Alright, Tempus isn't keeping his cool. He's probably hacking up here. Like, and he'll try his best to slide the pint back without trying to spill anything.
She will confidently take the pint back and resume sipping from it.
Like Tempus, like, he tries to grab that bottle of water from earlier and drown the entire bottle.
Like little curls of smoke are coming from Tempus's mouth.
Tempest, like, it's not even going, it's splashing all down his face, his clothes are soaked, and he slangs the empty bottle down and goes, okay, it's an acquired taste, got it.
Like I said, not fancy. Molten blast.
Tempest lets off an exasperated laugh, raising a finger. And that's how he's going to be for the next minute. He can't really talk.
Domino will not volunteer any conversation. She'll just sit there stoically sipping.
Each time he tries, he bursts into a coughing fit. I mean, with that dice roll.
Yep, the required DC was 20.
At least it wasn't a 1.
If it was a 1, chances are I'd have hurt myself.
You would have spilt the pint all over yourself, and that would have been really awkward for your body. It would be like rubbing, like, crushed red pepper, like, over your skin.
You just see me run outside to the table. Like, ah!
Screams, the guards bust in. We all like...
like, that's a signal, like they were told to listen for something very loud.
Okay. Alright. Tempest is out for that. I mean, that was a total failure. I mean, you guys have probably seen that entire embarrassing situation of pouring water all over himself, coughing and spluttering. The smoke curls. Hint, one of you guys probably will need to step in.
Suppose Thomas will approach. Sit down. Kind of nod at her in greeting.
She doesn't nod back.
As expected. So, you are Domino, I assume?
I imagine that's who you're here for, yes, bounty hunter extraordinaire.
To be fair, I didn't expect that you would be so easy to find, considering the rumors we've heard about you.
She shrugs. I'm sure many people say many things about me.
They do, but what I'm interested in are the things that are, well, actually true, as you might be able to tell. You know, we aren't really interested in you or what you do, but rather who you associate with. I assume you know what I mean.
She stops sipping. She rotates her head with a puzzled expression at Thomas and says, "Listen, dear, there are many individuals who are rather sore about the bounties I've hunted in my day, in my official capacity, so you'll have to be a bit clearer on what exactly it is that you're looking for."
Would Thomas think she is actually not sure what Thomas is referring to, or...
You can make an attempt to read her face skill check.
Let's read her face.
Okay.
And clearly, since Thomas has done the occasional interrogation in his time before, he would
Sure,
be
you
able
can
to
use
this. Alright.
Wisdom modifier.
Wisdom, okay, that makes sense. Oh boy.
Thomas isn't sure.
Let's see. Does the name Calorel ring any bells?
Brow lifts. She looks away from Thomas. Brow lowers, she goes back to sipping. Yeah, been wondering where that bitch was.
What is your connection to her?
I'm a bounty hunter. She's someone who wants bounties, or rather people to be hunted at times. She pays me. I hunt people.
What kind of targets did she give you?
Well, the latest thing that she gave me was a letter that was sent almost about 2 weeks ago. Came by special courier saying that she was coming back. That she wanted to meet me on the... what was it? The 8th. Of course, never showed. Probably just, must be busy, so doing something else, I'm sure. Not important. Wanted me to, meet up with her and gain the attention of a venturing group by the name of Death's Hand. Talked with them, but couldn't really offer them a job without her, because she didn't tell me what it was she wanted them for. Gotta be pretty good, too. 1,625 gold pieces. Plus my percentage. Of course. Too good to be true.
Not a bad sum. How would one go about contacting that group you said? The Death's Hand?
Well, I have personal connections with Vane Delacroix. He's the head of the group. But, they're an adventuring group, so I imagine if you're actually clever enough to get yourself into the Heights, you could find their building where they stay between missions.
And you did say that Calorel hired your services before. I don't suppose you could give me a list of the targets you may or may not have handled?
Can't remember them all.
I'm sure you can't. Any way to help you remember?
Domino, quirks her head and says, everyone I took care of was taken care of. Didn't fail a job for Calorel. Wouldn't have been prudent if I did. She had a bit more backing than others who come looking for my help.
What kind of backing did she have?
My understanding is that she had official backing in Drakenhall. Like I said, official bounty hunter. Blue's an imperial governor.
And the targets you can't remember, surely there was a pattern, perhaps? Or was it just people who Calorel disliked?
I don't get paid to read patterns.
I would rather like to not annoy you any further, but so far you've not really given me what I'm after here.
Well, so far you haven't really told me what you're after here.
I need to just think for a moment.
Sure. She's not going to rush you. She's still drinking.